Hey everyone, quick video today, 3 tips to get you ready for next week's DLC. So for tip number 1, guys, I would say come out to the deep desert and try to farm some tier 6 materials or harvest some spice. As you see here, I'm claiming a house spinet contestation node. I don't know the proper form, but there's nobody really in my deep desert right now, so I can come out and get these lands rad nodes and reap those rewards, those max rewards, just by claiming it and letting it sit for a couple days. I'm pretty alone out here, and I'm way deep out in H2. Um, and yeah, I'm able to claim these. I claimed one last week and got the swatches for the still suit. You can use method GG for the deep desert maps, but feel free to come out here safely if you're not on like Harmony, one of those big servers, and farm these tier 6 materials. So if you've ever been nervous about coming out here for the deep desert of like the PvP zones and stuff, the servers are definitely dead right now, so this is a perfect time before the DLC drops where they're going to explode again to come out here, get all the materials you need. You can see here nobody's really ever on my deep desert, but that's at least my server. And you're going to need these. Some of you might already have like a nice stash, but you're going to need these for the future crafting of augments and the new gear blueprints, because all our current stuff might be useless in a month or so based on the new system, and augments are like an RNG, so you're going to need as much materials as you can to roll as many times to get those, those meta drops. And here's just a little bonus tip, if you even want to call it that. A lot of people I see on Reddit don't even know that this game has an in-game radio station. So on keyboard you press N. I'm not sure what it is on controller, but you have, I think, 5 options of radio stations: Harvester, Atreides, Harkonnen. There's like a music one. Then there's the soundtrack from the Spice Wars game, which I never played. But it definitely helps keep those long, flights a little less boring, or those mining sessions. So definitely check that out. All right, tip number 2. Pretty simple, but you might not think about it. Definitely stock up on water before this DLC drops, because like my previous point, there's going to be a lot of crafting you're going to need to do, and there's nothing worse than logging on and maybe having this new schematic that you got or something from one of the quests, I don't know, and you need to craft it and you don't have any water, and now you have to wait for your still suit thing to load or your wind traps to load. So stuff like that, just getting ahead of the game. You can just log on, put those filters in your wind traps, and log off and let that thing, collect water while you're offline. And same probably goes for batteries to keep your base powered. So make sure you, check your stash for that. Okay, guys, last tip here. This one might be a little more unknown to some people. I kind of just thought about it yesterday. For any schematics maybe you've been holding on to and plan on making into armor, like these 2 I got this week in some caves, maybe don't waste your resources on them to build them if your armor is a little bit weaker. This is a still suit, so I don't really wear that anyways. I'm wearing heavy armor. But something like this, because next week when those augments come out, they have like these tiers of equipment, and so these will all be, it's kind of like Destiny's light levels, where every season you start at 0, or not at 0, you start where you were, then it moves up 300 whatever. So with next week, these will all be, think about it as a base level. I think it is like tier 0, not tier 0, but tier 6, but now they go up to like 5 tiers higher than that, so you can slot up to like 5 augments on it. So in a week or 2, whenever you start getting like those 1 or 2 drops, these will essentially be worse. So don't waste your resources on them this week. Maybe try to get them in the auction house on Tuesday, or maybe even today if you have a live server. Mine's kind of dead for the auction house, and try to sell them while the value is up, because over time these values will eventually keep dropping, and they will be not worth the 124 spice here, as you can see. So appreciate you guys watching this video. One last thing, remember there's no more taxes in the game, so save that Solari this weekend. Don't feel the need to pay those taxes. If you like the video, please subscribe and check out for my next video.